Don't mind me, I just woke up from a really amazing nap, a beautiful nap, because as you know, I have a really great and awesome week prepared for me. But what I didn't prepare when I woke up this morning is we got another freaking season of Beginning After the End being announced. And I want to talk about that. And to an extent, I just want to talk about the rest of the show because I am so sick and tired of suffering through this show. Again, I'm gonna watch the final episode when it comes out next week. Don't get me wrong, but I want to talk about this announcement that I just found out and talk about my distaste and displeasure of how awful this freaking show has been. And as you know, I've already talked about the show a month ago, shitting on it and talking about how bad and horrible the show has been, more or less, as you can see on the top of my head here. Without further ado, let's get into why the beginning after the end is still freaking dog shit. And right off the bat, from just even the title from my last video, this is a straight up one to one ripoff of Mushoku Tensei. Yep, this show, Mushoku Tensei, not just season one and season one all the way, but season freaking two. Yeah, this show somehow finds a way to rip off season freaking two of Mushoku Tensei in this show. And how do they do that? Well, somehow within the first five, 6 episodes, even 8 episodes of me suffering through this bullshit, they somehow cram a lot of the cliches, a lot of the story plot points of what made the first season amazing and special into that first season. And then in the final episodes, which I'm watching even right fucking now, it's cramming in the school arc of Mushoku Tensei, which, if you remember Mushoku Tensei season twos of how they did it, how it was well executed, in my opinion, it was executed really well while also simultaneously being hilarious, but also making sure that it maintains the original story in its finest. In this one, it's just so goddamn boring. It is so fucking paperless. It's just such a pain in the fucking ass to watch this show. And look, I've also talked about how bad this show's already become right off the gate with the decisions that the author has made from how he chose the studios and everything. I'm not going to regurgitate that more into this show. But what's obviously a huge ripoff is that every single character in this show is a straight up one to one copy of all the Mushoku Tensei characters that are so much better, so much more superior than Beginning After the End. Again, I'm just gonna get to this now. How in the fuck did this get greenlit for season two? Tell me. How? I'm just in the loss for words because did I not see what I fucking saw as this is one of the worst animes of the year, that this does not deserve any sequel whatsoever. Like, for fuck's sakes, I understand we have that Betty Machine Isekai that's going to get a second season and it's going to come out pretty soon. But even like a show like this is like, okay, yes, it's fucking dog shit. Yes, it is bad, but this is like predictable and inevitable that it was going to get a second season. This I did not see coming at all, and in general, this should not get a second season because also the ratings on the show is so fucking dog shit. It is so bad. The fact that once again it's at the top five spot in this winter in this sorry the spring lineup. God, I'm losing my fucking words because I'm so fucking pissed right now. But it's in the top five position of the spring 2025 season really is saying something. So how in the fuck is Beginning After End getting the second season? Tell me. Because nothing about the show is good. The animation's dog shit. The voice acting is about subpar at best. The main character herself, is just so generic, super boring. Once again, just watering down everything that made Mushoku Tensei special. And overall, you have a horrible, horrible like theme song that is trying to jump the fuck up and trying to pump you to really care about this show, and it fails in the worst way possible. Again, I have no doubt in my mind that easily this is going to be one of the worst animes of the year because not only do I not understand the hype surrounding this show, but again, I also am not surprised that somehow, some way, Beginning After the End is actually doing super successful in Japan right now. Again, as I already talked about in a previous video, this show is somehow doing so well right now that it somehow is getting the season two adaptation treatment, which I do not understand. Like, for fuck's sakes, honestly, if you want to watch a show that is just like this but much, much better, look no further than Mushoku Tensei. That's it. That's kaput. And I'm just gonna be blunt and just say this right now that out of all the generic isekais I have watched over the past 5 years, I've seen some really terrible, and I mean terrible, terrible isekais. Um, this show would probably come into mind if I can pop it up. The last show I saw that was so bad was this show, The Banished Former Hero Lives as He Pleases, a show that came out back last year of the spring 2024 season. This was at one point the worst isekai that I hated and I despise. And now, with beginning after the end, I think it just reached a whole new level of low, of bottom tier low, that I cannot believe I'm saying this. This is probably the worst generic isekai I've seen in a while. And I don't say that lightly. And I'm gonna cut through the bullshit. This is an absolute like strong 0 to a light 1. It is the worst anime of the year, one of the worst generic isekais I've seen within the past 5 years. And again, you could argue that maybe there's shittier shows than this, but this is a horrible, and I mean horrible, blatant rip-off example of what not to do and who you should not fucking anime adapt when the story and the premise is so like Mushoku Tensei that it doesn't do it so well. And yeah, I just want to talk about this because I was so I was in a good mood when I woke up this morning, and then to wake up to this bullshit that beginning at the end is not only doing is popping off right now, but somehow getting a second freaking season is mind boggling. It's absolutely mind boggling. So yeah, just want to talk about it. Doing a lot of unorthodox shit today, so screw it. I just need time to cool off to think about this. And yeah, that's really about it. I'll see you in the next one later.